It's the Wrestling Trivia Challenge, the ultimate quiz for wrestling fans. And now here's your host, Eric Ames. Hello everybody, I'm your host Eric, and this is the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We've come up with the ultimate wrestling quiz show. This ain't some weak-ass WWE category on Jeopardy! And we'll be challenging wrestling fans to the ultimate test for prizes and merchandise. We're not going to waste too much time. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so of course we can't play the game without a couple of challengers, and I'm going to introduce you to them right now. We're going to go ladies first. Introducing first, her favorite wrestler of all time is Sting. That's pretty near and dear to my heart. Please welcome Kristina to the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Thank you so much for being here, Kristina. Hopefully we have a good time here, and we're going to give you a chance, as well as your opponent, to win a great prize here. But of course, like I said, you have an opponent, and let's meet him now. To my left, we are meeting the man whose favorite wrestler is Chris Jericho. His name is Doug. Welcome to the show, Doug.
How's it going?
I'm doing very well, Doug. How are you feeling? You feeling confident about this? I know you have no idea what you're getting into.
I have no idea what I'm getting into, so we'll see.
All right, we will see. Like I said, there is a prize on the line. I'm sure you guys are curious what that is, so as Bobby the Brain Heenan would say, roll it in the truck, monkeys.
Today our challengers will be playing for this Mustafa Ali Elite Collection Series 69 Chase Variant action figure.
All right, so that is the prize for today. There may be something else on the line, but that all depends on how the game goes. I'm sure you guys are curious as to what you're getting into, so let's take a look at how the Wrestling Trivia Challenge plays out.
Each Wrestling Trivia Challenge match is 2 out of 3 falls. The first 2 falls start with a lockup. Winner gets a point and first choice of category, where there are 3 categories of 4 questions each. Correct answers worth 1 point. Answer incorrectly and your opponent can reverse and score the point for themselves with a correct answer. There is also 1 double down hidden per fall that is worth 2 points if you can find it. If a fall ends in a tie, then simply it is a draw and a fall is added to each challenger's match total. The third and final fall is our finisher. That's 1 question worth 10 points towards the total score for the game. If a challenger reaches 2 falls before the third fall, that turns into a solo bonus round for a bonus prize.
All right, so that's how you play the game. Are you guys ready to go?
Let's do this.
Ready to go? All right, timekeeper, hit that bell, and let's begin with the first fall. All right, here is your opening lockup question. This is for both of you. Again, closest to the actual number without going over wins. So here is your question.
The franchise Shane Douglas might be the most decorated champion in ECW history, including WWE's 2006 reboot. How many days was his longest ECW World Heavyweight Championship reign?
And we will go ladies first, closest to the actual number without going over wins. You will get control of the first category here and the first point on the board.
I just wrote down numbers that I know. 284. I don't know.
284. Doug, what is your guess?
I'll write it bigger here. I was in the same neighborhood. I said 210.
210. So the actual number is 405. Kristina gets the first point on the board. Chalk it up. And you will get to select the first category from our first fall here. So here is a look at our categories.
We have Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig, questions about the career of Mr. Perfect. Next up is entrance music. You may have to finish the lyric, listen to a clip and tell us whose entrance music it is. And then the last category is AEW.
Those are the categories. Kristina, where would you like to begin?
Let's start with entrance music.
Let's start with entrance music, and right off the bat, that is our first double down. All right, Kristina, here is your double down. Tell me whose entrance music this is.
Oh God, I'm so bad at this. Part of me wants to say Shawn Michaels, but the other part of me is like, that's totally not right.
I'm sorry, it is not Shawn Michaels. Okay, Doug, now is your chance for a reversal and a 2 points to take the early lead here in the first fall.
Well, I'm not positive. I'm taking a shot in the dark here. I'm going to say Owen Hart.
No, I'm sorry, that is not Owen Hart. We were looking for Ravishing Rick Rude from his run in WCW. All right, no points on the board there. Kristina still has the lead, 1-0, and we will go to Doug to pick the next category, or you can stay in entrance music.
Let's go to Mr. Perfect.
All right, here is our first question for Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig.
In 2007, Curt Hennig was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame by which member of the Baseball Hall of Fame?
I don't think he's in the baseball. I can't remember if he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Was it Pete Rose?
I'm sorry, it was not Pete Rose. Pete Rose is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Over to Kristina for a chance to reverse and take a 2-0 lead.
I have no idea at all.
I'm sorry, no idea at all is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame either. Doug, you might kick yourself for this one. It was Wade Boggs who inducted Mr. Perfect into the Hall of Fame. So Kristina still leads the first fall, and we go back to her for the next category selection.
Let's go with AEW.
Over to AEW. We have hit all 3 categories now. Here is our first AEW question.
You might forget because she was called Reba so many times by Britt Baker, but what is her actual ring name?
Rebel.
That is correct. Her ring name is Rebel. Kristina gets the point, takes a 2-0 lead. No chance to reverse there, Doug. But we go over to you next for category selection.
All right. Let's go back to entrance music.
Our second entrance music question is this.
Here are the lyrics. You tell me whose entrance music it is. We go hard all day, all night. All my proud southern people who be ready to fight, say yeah.
I got to pass. I don't know.
All right, over to Kristina. Can you reverse and take a 3-0 lead here?
Pretty darn sure that's AJ Styles.
No, I'm sorry. That is not AJ Styles. That is The Revival, now known as FTR. I'm sure if you heard it, you would be kicking yourself. But to say, yeah, that was The Revival. So we will head back to Kristina for the next category.
Let's do AEW again.
Back to AEW for the second question.
The seeds for AEW were planted at 2018's All In, but the first official AEW event was Double or Nothing in 2019. What was the main event?
Oh man, I can't even remember like yesterday. I want to say it was Cody and somebody, but I can't remember.
No, we are on to Doug for a chance to reverse and get on the board here.
So I only casually follow what's going on in AEW, and now I got to go back 4 years and think about it. I'm gonna kick myself if it's my boy. Actually, screw it. I'm gonna go with him. Was it Jericho and Omega?
That is correct. It was Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. All right, Doug's now on the board, and you will get to pick the next category, or if you would like to stay in AEW, we can stay there as well.
Let's go back to entrance music.
Back to entrance music. This is the third question from that category.
I don't have it. No.
All right, Kristina, a chance to reverse and go up by 2 here in the first fall.
I don't got it either, man.
The correct answer was Kurt Angle. That was his TNA Impact Wrestling music. And odd note there, that was done by the Trademark, who also worked on whose entrance music? That would be John Cena. So, do a cool little fact there, but we will go back over to Kristina for the next category. Only one question left in entrance music.
Let's go to AEW again.
Back to AEW.
More history was made at Double or Nothing 2019 when the AEW World Championship was unveiled for the very first time by this WWE Hall of Famer.
Was it Chris Jericho?
No, I'm sorry, it was not Chris Jericho. Doug, your chance to reverse and catch up here and tie the game.
All right, so I'm trying to think like who's in the WWE Hall of Fame, and there's so many guys. Over
Doesn't
there.
narrow it down much.
It doesn't narrow it down that much, and there's two names that are jumping out to me for some reason, and I don't know if this guy's in the Hall of Fame yet. If he's not, he certainly will be. Was it William Regal?
No, I'm sorry, it was not William Regal. We were looking for Bret the Hitman Hart.
All right.
William Regal did not make it. He was working for WWE still in 2019. However, you still have a chance to come back and tie as we head back to you for the next category, Doug.
Is Regal in the Hall of Fame yet?
He is not in the Hall of Fame yet, no.
No, not. All right. Let's go back to Mr. Perfect.
Back to Mr. Perfect with the second question.
Although many believe Hennig is one of the best of all time never to be a world champion, he actually held this company's world title before jumping to the WWF in 1988.
It had to have been out in Minnesota. AWA?
That is correct, Doug. You tie the game at 2 apiece. Very good pull out of your bag there. So again, we are tied 2-2. Kristina, you can take the lead with this next one as you get the next category pick.
Let's go back to entrance music.
All right, here's our final one in entrance music. All right, you are going to finish the lyrics and tell me whose music it is.
Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion, I was soaring ever higher, blank.
I have no idea.
All right, over to Doug to possibly reverse and take the lead here.
Can you say the lyric again?
Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion, I was soaring ever higher.
Okay, is this a classic rock song? I mean, the song that's coming into my head I can't associate with wrestling, so...
Pull the trigger, Doug.
It's not the right answer. John Cena.
That is not correct. So the finish of the lyrics were "But I flew too high," and that is the Elite's entrance music. That is Kansas. Carry on, my wayward son.
Yeah.
They just changed it to that.
They did just change it to that.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Should have got that.
I was singing it in my head, but I'm like, I wasn't making the connection.
All right, so that is the end of the entrance music category. We've still got one question left in AEW and the Mr. Perfect category. So we are back over to Doug.
Let's go back to Mr.
Now that we covered Hennig's AWA World title reign, which WWE Hall of Famer did he eventually lose that championship to?
Those Minnesota boys. Who else was out there?
Take a shot, Doug. Gotta have an answer.
Was it? Yeah. Shoot. It wasn't Jake the Snake.
No, I'm sorry, it was not Jake the Snake Roberts. Kristina, here's your chance to reverse and take the lead.
Was it Hulk Hogan?
No, I'm sorry, it was not Hulk Hogan. We were looking for Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, okay.
Jerry the King Lawler
That.
defeated Curt Hennig for the AWA World title as Hennig moved on to the WWF. We've got 2 questions left, one in AEW and one for Curt Hennig, and we go back over to Kristina.
All right. So do we have one more AEW question?
There is one more left.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, here's the final question for AEW.
His AEW run only lasted roughly 6 months. At Double or Nothing 2021, this former WWE Cruiserweight Champion debuted as the Joker in the Casino Battle Royale.
I can't think of the name.
All right, over to Doug to possibly take the lead here as we get to the end of the first fall.
Was it TJP?
No, I'm sorry, it was not TJP. We were looking for Leo Rush was the answer. All right, we are tied here 2-2, and this is the final question since it would have been Doug's choice to pick the category. He will get the first crack at this. If we finish at a 2-2 tie, you will each get awarded as basically a 1 fall, and then we will move on to the second fall at 1-1 apiece. So that would guarantee someone moving on to the bonus round. But before we get there, let's see if somebody can pull ahead. Here is the final question from the Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig category. All right, for Doug.
In 2000, Hennig won his final televised WCW match on an episode of Worldwide. His opponent was this future TNA star, who also had a cup of coffee in WWE's ECW brand.
Was it? No, that would be too obvious. It wasn't. It wasn't AJ Styles.
No, I'm sorry, it was not AJ Styles. Kristina, possible chance at a reversal here and to get the clean win in the first fall.
I know he had more than a cup of coffee with WWE, but it wouldn't be Rob Van Dam.
No, I'm sorry, it was not Rob Van Dam. We were looking for the Wildcat Chris Harris from America's Most Wanted in TNA. So we are ending the first fall at a 2-2 tie, which means you will each get 1 fall, basically 1 fall added to your total. The second fall, you will be going in 1-1 apiece, and that means that we have a guaranteed bonus round when we get to the third fall. But we'll take a quick break and make sure you guys come right on back for fall number 2 to see who will be heading on to the bonus round.
Hey guys, it's Eric. Hopefully you're enjoying the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. But while you're here, make sure you check out all the other great content I have to offer on the channel. I like to do trading card box openings, reactions of music with mom or on my own, as well as game stream highlights. You can watch me make a fool of myself here on Headlocks and Hot Packs. But for now, let's get back to the Wrestling Trivia Challenge.
A tie Wrestling Trivia Challenge here as we head into the second fall, and just like the first fall, let's go ahead and ring that bell and get into our next opening lockup. All right, we went to Kristina to start the first one last time around, so we'll start with Doug's answer here. Here is your opening lockup for both of you.
Excluding the greatest Royal Rumble, the record for most eliminations in a Royal Rumble match was set by Brock Lesnar in 2020. How many eliminations did he have?
Ooh, without going over. I'll still go with it.
We'll go to...
I'm going to change it. By 1. I said 13. I'm going to change it to 12.
The correct answer is 13. Doug, you had it on the number. Kristina went over, but you were under by 1, so that means you get the point, Doug, and you will get to pick the first category. Let's take a look at the new categories here for the second fall.
We have Finish Him, questions about finishing moves in wrestling. Next is Factions. I will give you the faction members. You tell me the name of the faction. And then finally, we have WCW Monday Nitro.
All right, Doug, you get the first pick here. Where are we going?
I'm either going to love this or kick myself. Let's go with WCW Monday Nitro.
WCW Monday Nitro it is. First question.
In 1995, WCW kicked off the Monday Night Wars with the debut edition of Nitro emanating from what city?
It was the Mall of America, and so it's either Minneapolis or St. Paul, so I'll go with Minneapolis.
You nearly second-guessed yourself, but that is correct. It was Minneapolis, Minnesota. at the Mall of America. Doug jumps out to a quick 2-0 lead here in the second fall, but Kristina, this is your chance to catch up as you get to pick the next category.
Let's see. Let's do finish him.
Finish him, question number 1.
The tombstone will always be synonymous with The Undertaker, but in ECW, Justin Credible called it what?
Pile driver.
No, I'm sorry, it was not Pile Driver. Doug, here's your chance for a successful reversal and to take a 3-0 lead in the second fall.
I feel like I've heard this before, but unfortunately I can't come up with it.
Taking a pass?
Yeah, we'll call it the Incredible Pile Driver, just to put something out there.
That is not correct, but it was remarkably close, as it was called That's Incredible. You were very close, very close. All right, here's your chance to get a correct answer. You get to pick the next category, Doug.
All right, let's go to factions.
Factions, first one off the board there.
Again, here are the members. You give me the faction name. We have Kurgan, Luna Vachon, Golga, and Giant Silva.
I got nothing.
No, I'm sorry, it is not I Got Nothing.
It's not, I got nothing.
Kristina, here's your chance to get on the board in the second fall with a reversal.
Yeah, I passed too.
That is a pass. We were looking for the Oddities, an Attitude Era throwback there. Of course, Golga was Earthquake under a mask. So we will head back over to Kristina for the next category.
Let's do factions again.
Back over to factions for the second question.
The members of this faction are Ric Flair, James Storm, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles, and Kazarian.
As soon as you hear Flair, you want to say Four Horsemen, but...
I know. And see, this is my gray area of WWE right here, where I'm like, ugh. I'm going to have to pass this one too.
All right, pass over to Doug. You can take a commanding lead here with a reversal.
It wasn't WWE, it was TNA, and I cannot think of the name of this stable. We'll go with the Five Horsemen.
No, I'm sorry, it was not the Five Horsemen. You are correct. It was TNA, and we were looking for Fortune was the name of the faction. Right. Fortune. All right.
I literally know nothing about TNA.
Yeah, we are putting you to the test today, folks. So we'll go back over to Doug for control of the categories here.
Go back to WCW.
WCW Monday Nitro question 2.
The first match ever on WCW Monday Nitro was a rematch from 1992's Super Brawl 2 between which two competitors?
I want to say that it was a cruiserweight match too for some reason, but I'm not sure.
Give me a guess, Doug.
Yeah, I'll say Sting Flair, but I know that's not it.
No, I'm sorry, it was not Sting and Flair. Kristina, a chance to get on the board here with a reversal.
I'm just swimming in the ocean here, man. No boards for me.
No boards for you. So we were looking for Flying Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger.
Jushin Thunder Liger. I can see the mask.
I know you would have known that one, Doug, but unfortunately you did not get it. So we head back over to Kristina for the next category. All right, the third one, and this is our next double down. So this one is worth 2 points.
And here are your faction members: Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Richard Holiday, and Alex Hammerstone.
No idea. I don't know.
Pass. We will pass over to Doug. Add 2 more to your total here, as Kristina is not on the board. All right, we're passing there. The promotion is MLW. The faction is the Dynasty. That is before MJF made his way over to AEW. We've got one more left in factions. We will head over to Doug for the next category.
Let's go to finish him.
Back over to finish him.
These days, the Usos call it the 1D, but for the originators, the Dudley Boys, it's the 3D. What does 3D stand for?
Oh, come on. The Dudley Death Drop.
That is correct. It is the Dudley Death Drop. Again, it is now known as the one and done for the Usos. So Doug gets another one on the board. You're up 3-0 here in the second fall, but there is still time for Kristina to make a comeback. Let's start making that comeback now, Kristina, as we head to you for the next category.
Let's see. Let's go back to factions.
All right, our final one in factions.
Here are the members. We have Bo Dallas, Adam Rose, Heath Slater, and Curtis Axel.
I'm drawing a complete blank. All I have in my brain right now is three-man band, and I can't.
No, I'm sorry, it is not the 3MB.
No,
Over
it's
to
not 3MB.
Doug. Doug with a chance to reverse here.
I'm killing myself because this was a comedy gimmick. It was like the Outcasts, but I can't remember what they were calling themselves. I gotta pass.
All right, Doug passes. The next time, or another time that you were very close, they were called the Social Outcasts, was the name
They
of
were
the faction.
Social Outcasts. Oh,
That was the
man.
name of the faction. So that is it for factions. We've still got Finish Him and WCW Monday Nitro, so we will head back over to Doug.
I gotta go with WCW.
All right, Monday Nitro, the third question.
The July 6, 1998 edition of Nitro will always be remembered for Goldberg defeating Hollywood Hogan for the world title. But who did Goldberg have to beat earlier in the night to earn that shot?
Who did they beat in It had to have been somebody from the NWO. So I feel like it was either Hall or Nash. I'm gonna go with Scott Hall.
That is correct. It was Scott Hall. Goldberg had to face him earlier in the night on the same episode to earn that world title, although everybody knew he obviously was going to beat Scott Hall. So that is one more added to your score, Doug. You're starting to run away with a second fall here, but Kristina can creep back here as she has control of the board once again. We are still with Finish Him and Monday Nitro.
Let's go to finish him.
Finish Him it is.
In real life, it's used to capture animals, but in AEW, Jungle Boy Jack Perry uses this submission move to capture wins via tap-out.
I don't remember.
All right, we will shoot it over to Doug with a chance to reverse here, even though I know you said your AEW knowledge is pretty limited.
Yeah, it is pretty limited. But let's call it the Bear Trap.
No, again, you come really close. It is the Snare Trap.
Oh, okay. All right.
My,
I'm
that
gonna
was
say snake trap.
that was very
Sound like
close.
That
And
sounds
Doug,
really bad.
Doug even rhymed it that time too, which is pretty odd. But we've only got a couple questions left. It's still Finish Him and Monday Nitro. Back over to Doug.
Let's go back to Monday Nitro.
All right, last question here for WCW Monday Nitro.
WCW met its end after being purchased by the WWF in March 2001, the same month the last Nitro aired. What was the last ever Nitro match?
This was Sting and Flair.
That is correct. It was Sting versus Ric Flair. Probably mostly remembered for Ric Flair wearing a t-shirt while wrestling, which was quite unusual there. We've only got one question left. Although Doug has clearly scored the win here, we will go over to Kristina for this one just for fun. Over in Finish Him, final question. All right, Kristina.
Known as the Brogue Kick for Sheamus, the Blueprint Matt Morgan found success in TNA with his bicycle kick called what?
I don't even know who that is. So I don't know. I don't know TNA at all.
All right, Doug, want a chance to reverse and rub it in here with a correct answer?
I can't rub it in with the correct answer. Let's see how close I can get. It's a bicycle kick, so I don't know. Let's call it, the cycle kick.
No, not that close, I guess. Well, kind of, sort of. That was called the Carbon Footprint by Matt Morgan there. So Doug runs away with the second fall there. That means he will be advancing to the third fall and the finisher to play for the bonus prize. Unfortunately, Kristina, you put on a valiant effort, I should say, and I think probably did a lot better than you anticipated heading into this, but unfortunately, you did not win today, but I hope you at least had some fun here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Fun.
right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for participating. We'll be right back with the third and final fall, the finisher, the bonus round for Doug right after this.
Psst. Hey guys, it's Eric, interrupting again. Enjoying the show? If you are, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's head back for the finisher.
Is the third and final fall. Doug has taken the first two falls, so the finisher here becomes a bonus round, and I'm sure Doug is curious what he's playing for, so why don't we take a look?
Today's bonus prize is this autographed Marty Jannetty vintage WWF 8x10 photograph.
All right, Doug, for the autographed Marty Jannetty 8x10, here is your finisher.
It was said at this year's WrestleMania 39 that Michael Cole has now called more WrestleManias than anyone in history. That is incorrect, as the actual holder of that title is this former member of the Spanish announce team.
I'm sure you picture them, but mostly with a table being crashed in front of them.
Yeah, no, I know. It wasn't Del Rio's guy, was it? I've got a pass, unfortunately.
Taking a pass. The correct answer was Carlos Cabrera, who called matches at WrestleMania from 1994 into the early to mid 2010s. I believe he's called 27 WrestleManias, most of them alongside Hugo Savinovich. So unfortunately, no bonus prize today, but you are the winner of our match. Congratulations are in order, and yes, chance for Doug here, as you'll be walking away with today's prize. Thank you for playing the game, Doug. Hopefully you had a good time here, and hopefully you were challenged at least.
Oh, for sure.
For sure, definitely. Hopefully everybody watching enjoyed this one as well. For both of the challengers, I'm your host, Eric, and be on the lookout for episode 2 of the Wrestling Trivia Challenge coming very soon. But until then, enjoy the rest of your night, everybody, and we will see you all later.